We just got back from the garden, and today we are going to have Holy Spirit dinner. What's the Holy Spirit dinner, you might ask? It's a very good question. Let me answer that for you. 2014 and 2015 we did a test. We planted a garden, a huge garden, and we ate solely off of what that garden gave us, minus the meat and nuts. Basically all of our fruits and veg and all of our chicken and eggs came from the garden. And we ate very well. Every night I would go out into the garden and I would pick whatever was growing, and that is what I challenged myself to make into a meal. We're going to do that very same thing right now. Today we're going to have a stir fry, a fried rice with leftover rice and some black beans that I used when I was canning earlier, actually kidney beans, and all these veggies. Let's see what I make. It was actually a really fun year 2 years in the garden. I learned that cilantro and tomatoes don't really grow at the same time together. And you really had to use what you had and make do. Because cilantro bolts when it gets hot and tomatoes ripen when it gets hot. See the catch-22? I also went those 2 years without having avocado. That was a really sad 2 years. I'm going to throw all my veggies. I have the onions from the garden. I have green beans and bell pepper from the garden, and some pak choi. I'm going to throw the stems of the pak choi in to saute right now. Pak choi leaves and Swiss chard. We're going to chop those up, add them in. 1 witch's stick hot pepper. Woo! Swig of soy sauce. It's always good. Leftover kidney beans. Leftover rice. 4 eggs that our chickens have given us. It's looking good. I always wanted to write a book about the year that God fed us and all the wonderful things that we figured out how to make and eat. It was really a memorable year. 2 years, but threw in some tomatoes from the garden and some basil. And in just 15 minutes we're done. So that's my stir fry. This is a piece of whole grain, fresh milled bread, and we're gonna eat because my husband's staring at me.